y'all hear the Bill Gates news? Y'all hear it? This is what started
a lot
my
of
whole
bad news recently.
Billionaire, conflagration is this whole disaster with Epstein.
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of stuff coming out about that.
He's been lying about how close he is to Epstein. I'm about to make a video about it.
Ooh.
I defended Bill Gates, dude. I defended
a lot of people
this
did.
man.
A lot of people did.
I said this man is he's little charity boy. He's just a charity boy.
I don't trust Bill
No,
Gates.
dude. No. He's sketchy. When it was found out, okay, MIT lab. Things came out that Epstein was funding MIT lab.
Oh, dude. You know about this story. This story's crazy.
They approached Gates and they said, hey, did you do anything with this? No, nothing. I have nothing to do with Epstein. Okay, come to find out, that's not true. Gates actually, there was a thing from Joy Ito, the director of the MIT Media Lab, saying this is a $2 million grant directed by Epstein by Bill Gates or whatever. So clearly they were involved. Okay, well, yeah, maybe we were involved with the grant. But I don't really know him. Okay, well, it's found out that he had emails where he talked about meeting Epstein. So he goes, okay, fine. I just met him, no relationship with him at all. Then a New York Times report comes out. Jeff Bezos Bill Gates met with him numerous times. Okay, fine. Yeah. I met with them, but I never traveled with him. I didn't go to Palm Beach, Florida or anything. Flight logs get released. Yeah. Palm Beach, Florida. He literally went to the place that he said he didn't go to. Okay.
Oh, no.
So then it's every time he's just lying to people. Then he's like, yeah, only meetings with men. And then we get an email going, yeah, this very attractive Swedish lady stopped by and I stayed late into the night. And then he's sending emails like, hey, I really like Jeffrey Epstein's, his lifestyle is intriguing, but may not work for me. And then when asked about what he meant by Epstein's life was intriguing, he goes, I was talking about the decor.
Sure. Right.
Shut up, dude. I was like, these billionaires, they're all in on it, dude. Of course. Ghislaine is with
Coffeezilla's life is sure intriguing with all that decor
Bill
in
Gates.
the background.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's come on. No one ever said that. So, no, the billionaires.
Your subscribers would disagree. But
I've been souring on those. I don't even call them billionaires. What I'll call them are elites.
Yes.
Elites of society. Because it's not about having a few bucks. It's about having so much power that you just go crazy. You just go loco, dude. Warren Buffett, the most straight-laced guy, seemingly, on earth. He's very, he
probably did some fucked up shit, right?
Look at Grandpa. Dude, he's, in some polyamorous relationship and has been for, years. I mean, it's
not even surprised anymore.
You get enough power, you're just kind of, you're going to do...
How long until we find out what he's been doing with kids?
And right? I'm not... Yeah. I think we'll find much worse things about a lot of these guys as time moves on. But my point
I hope
is
not.
that...
I hope not.
My point is not that, that's not just a random dig at, I guess, polyamory, whatever. I'm just saying none of them are leading normal, traditional lives. There's always a wrinkle. Eric Schmidt, CEO of Google, or he was, I found out that he was buying a penthouse, but he had to make sure it was all soundproof. The entire penthouse was all soundproof. And it's
what's he up to?
Why?
Why?
What are you doing in
American Psycho experiment?
Yeah. So my point is just that consistently, I just keep running into these billionaires. I'm like, oh, you're not. It's not even that you just have a lot of money.
Sense,
it's just
right? Psychologically,
fucked up.
Because it's here's how it makes sense to me. When you get past a certain point of wealth, you accumulate so much disposable income that it's it just becomes a game of what can I indulge in? What can
I think it's not even that. Honestly,
what can be an interesting, you're always going to want to make life more interesting. It's like playing a video game on cheat codes, right? When you have basically infinite money, it's I can do all this crazy shit now. Okay, I'm just going to be a little bit more wild. You're going to act a little bit more wild when you got the cheat codes in the game. You're not just going to play by the rules. You're going to do some weird shit. And unfortunately, this manifests in some bad ways for some of these people.
I shouldn't have hated on Buffett because I think his relationship was consensual. I'm hating mostly on the Gates Epstein connection, and then the Eric Schmidt thing I found very weird. But my point is just none of the I thought you make a great point there. Is they're just living life on cheat codes, so they're I need excitement.
But that implies that anyone who had the cheat codes, if you gave it to a bunch of people,
doesn't imply anyone. No,
not anyone, but it just implies that it has more to do with I feel it has more to do with the person than the cheat codes. Yes,
Well,
the person
okay.
to get
It's
to the
both,
point where they
though.
get
It's
cheat
both.
codes is most
Sam,
likely
if-
the.
The person changes from the cheat codes. That's another
If-
thing.
I agree with you. But I think that the
Sam,
people
lower
who
your
are,
voice. If we gave you $1 billion, you'd go nuts. Let's be honest.
I agree with you on that too.
Okay.
Probably. Well, like I don't know how I would
you
act,
buy each
but
of us houses.
the thing is that people don't just get $1 billion. Okay, it doesn't
Right.
just happen. People just get given $1 billion.
true.
They acquire the $1 billion, and
Yeah.
how to get to that
They earn
point?
it.
What
They
kind
earn
of
it,
person do
mostly.
you have to be? You really think?
No,
that
that's all true.
it's-
That's all true. But
You're
what
right.
I'm saying is, it's a two-way thing, right? It's also, it's
You're
as
right. It
with
is two ways.
anything.
It's both.
Yeah, it's as with anything. There's multi-levels to it, right? Because what you're saying is true. It takes it's already a self-filtering system of the kind of person that's going to be a billionaire is already a certain kind of person to begin with. Otherwise, they wouldn't be a billionaire, or they're putting in the time to be that kind of person, right? Like there is no just landing in their lap unless they're inheriting the money, I guess. But but to your point, and then the other side of it is like, but also the billionaire lifestyle will definitely affect a person's psyche compared to before they were a billionaire. I
Can
would
you
say.
imagine having the power just to change anyone's life overnight forever? Everybody you meet, every single person you meet it's sort of in the back of your pocket. You're like, I could. In fact, like to any level, to any degree, you can make their life easier. You can make it in a small way. You can say like, hey, I'll take dinner. I'll take dinner tonight. Hey, just come out for dinner. No big deal. You can do it a little bigger. You can be like, hey, I bought you something. You do a little bigger. Like, hey, I paid
check
off
your
your college.
driveway.
Yeah. It's like, that's the crazy thing. And that comes with power over people. I mean, people.
Hey, look under your desk.
Well,
Yeah,
let's look
oh
at
my
Bill
God.
Gates as an example. Since we started with Bill Gates, right? How much do you think, whatever he's guilty of doing, we don't know, right?
I don't know,
full
yeah.
details. But like, let's say it turns
I
out
just
to be
don't
some
think
of the
you
worst.
can hang out with Epstein and not get a little dirty.
Just
Yeah,
stop
let's-
hanging
yeah,
out
let's
with
say
fucking pedophiles.
he's
Is that too much
guilty.
to ask?
Let's say he's guilty of what you might expect someone who hangs out with Epstein
Yeah.
to be guilty of.
Okay.
Do you think how much of that do you think is related to the being a billionaire, and how much of that do you think is related to
Ooh,
being
okay.
who Bill
On
Gates is?
that,
Because he's also famously was like with Steve Jobs, he kind of like stole his idea a little bit and all that stuff. He's has
that
a
to
history of
me
being unethical.
comes down to morals.
Yes, that's
Your
definitely what I'm
morals
getting at.
are the foundation of everything. If you don't value life, if you don't value the truth, if you don't value, there's a number of things that you can value and you can think are of the utmost importance to your character to basically have integrity, of not crossing certain boundaries, then you have strong morals. But I think, to your point, Sam, like that is, I agree. That's the foundational problem. If someone has strong enough morals, the amount of money shouldn't change.
The
how they would
potential
act.
for how far in the bad direction they'll go is like lessened by the base
Yes.
of who they are and how they see
Definitely.
the world.
Definitely. Exactly. You can actually control it. The more grounded you are, the less
It has
you could think
control
of
over you,
money, and you could even think of like probably substances in a similar capacity here, where they affect your ability to what you're able to think about is expanded, because money, when you're working, paycheck to paycheck, your mind is sort of limited in the sense that you're stressed out about that. There's actually studies about this, how financial stress is a real thing, where it'll actually lower your working IQ because you're stressed about, working your job and providing for yourself, right? Basic human necessities. And unfortunately, way too many people are stuck in that mindset because they have to focus on their day to day. But what I'm trying to say is that the people who have just ridiculous amounts of money and never have to worry about it, their imagination can sort of run wild, which is kind of what I was getting at earlier.
Right.
But also psychedelics are kind of like that too. But in both instances, your ego is very easily inflated. Your sense of your disconnect to reality is very possible. But in order to stay grounded, you have to be a very grounded person. And I think it takes strong beliefs, like morals, like for some people, it's very strong spiritual, religious beliefs, things like that, to keep you grounded.
I completely agree. I mean, the best. Yeah, I like what you said. Like, it really just comes down to options. I mean, when you're broke, you don't have the option to be that bad. I mean, how bad can you really be when you're broke? When you're a billionaire, you can be as bad as you want and basically suffer nothing. I mean, like with impunity. I mean, I watched the Epstein doc. It's wild. I didn't realize that this guy had gone to jail. Did y'all realize he had gone to jail for this like minor solicitation? But then in jail, he was just walking out.
He was exonerated. Yeah.
No,
not exonerated, but he was.
He had a work release. So imagine this: you go into jail. 6 days out of that week, you can leave for 12 hours of the day and do whatever you want.
Dude, that's a sick jail. I kind of want to go there.
It's not a jail at all. It's like a bad motel, I think is what they said in the documentary. It's ridiculous. So I was like, that goes to the point about if you have money, you have power. And if you have power, you can sort of do whatever you want with no consequences.
Wolf of Wall Street at the end where he's like, for a moment, I forgot that I was rich. And then it shows him playing tennis in prison. Yeah.
Yeah, that was sick. I kind of wanted to be there playing tennis.
Yeah, it looked nice. Damn, I should go to prison.
Then again, the sprawling apartment complexes are starting to look a lot like that too. So,
like a prison.
That's a different.
That's funny.
That's a different discussion.
That's a little quip from Glink right